good.
Well, I know your mic is on this
Hey, everyone.
Hey, guys. Welcome to another episode of Lake to Lake Girls. We are your hosts, Amanda and Tiffany. We're back for another edition. So, what, 25th?
Is it that many? I thought it was like
24?
Oh, we're getting old.
Figuratively.
Not
I'm
really.
still as tight as ever. My skin. No wrinkles. Not any just yet. It is.
I thought it was like 20. I think you're right, though. I think it's more than that.
It is.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember. It's
Time flies when you're having fun, folks.
Yes, and we are having fun.
Indeed.
It is
Indeed.
Wednesday, April 10th, and it's rainy and gloomy. So Amanda, genius that she is, says this rain weather calls for wine.
Calls for wine.
So what are we drinking?
All right.
I didn't even ask that. How sad is that? I just took the glass.
This is actually a bottle of 11 Lakes Winery, gifted to us by Matt Jones. He was on here, I'd say a month ago now.
4 weeks
ago. 3 or 4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Great time. Amazing wine. Really good.
And this anytime you want.
This is the Crossing place. It's a Vignoles, so it's actually pretty sweet. But
what was cool about his wine was every wine is based around the Finger Lakes. So he names them all for the Finger Lakes. It's pretty cool.
Show back right there.
And he told us a lot of information that I wouldn't have thought about.
So much. And having, grown up here, both of us, like, I never knew, like, what each, lake's name was and, like, what it stood for and all that stuff, since they're Iroquois names.
That was his biggest point was he said he grew up around here, and he had no idea until he was just thrown into this world. Yeah. And he's like, wow, I really didn't know anything about that. Let's pursue this. Genius.
I know.
Love it.
So thank you, Matt.
It is an educational way to live as well.
Very good.
It is very good.
Pretty sweet.
I enjoy the Gewürz. He spoiled us.
That's right.
A little bit.
I know.
Speaking of wine, actually, this weekend I have to go to New Hampshire for a wedding, which will be held at a winery.
Oh, they have wineries in... Well, okay, that's kind of a dumb question. They have wineries in every state, pretty much, but I never think of New Hampshire as, like, a wine-producing state.
Ditto. It's so cold. So I don't know what kind of wine is produced up there.
A lot of ice wine.
But I'm about to find out.
Report back.
I will bring some back actually for next week's show. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about that.
All right, awesome. Yeah. Actually, speaking of next week's show, before we get too far into it, we're going to start broadcasting live Tuesdays from now on, prior to a new show that will be airing in a few weeks. And we'll let you know more about that as it develops. But Lake to Lake Girls will be broadcasting from 6 until 7 on Tuesdays from now on. You can find us on Facebook or like me on Twitter at TiffCollins8 if you want to learn more. We also repost all of our broadcasts on there as well. Apologies for last week. I'm special, and Amanda's mic
Oh, yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but we figured it out.
My specialness is forgiven. It's a week later, and Amanda has forgiven me, so we're good.
We moved past it.
Yes, we were but she will not forgive. Mercilessly mock me throughout my life for that. But as for weddings, okay, this is the first wedding I have been to since my uncle's wedding. Wow. Was it my junior year in college?
So, okay, it's been a while.
A couple years.
I actually haven't been to a wedding in, I'd say, since 2011.
Was that Rick, Ryan, and Annika's wedding? Did you go to their wedding?
I did go to their wedding, but we were still,
that
was like, wait, they just celebrated, they're friends of ours.
Yeah, sorry. Inside.
I think they just celebrated their 5th year anniversary. So that was a while ago. I did go to that.
Beautiful. They're high school sweethearts, by the way, everybody.
It's so cute.
It doesn't happen very often.
And they have a little daughter and another baby on the way. That was not the last wedding I went to, though. It was Jared's cousin. She got married at the Labor Day in 2011, and that was actually the last wedding I went to.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the proper protocol for weddings is.
No. I think it depends on your relationship to the person.
Yeah, my uncle.
Are you very close, or?
Well, our whole family, all of our families, we're as close as we can be when we're all a bunch of states away.
Yeah.
Everybody is scattered. The closest relative I have on this side of the family is my uncle, Troy, who lives in Rochester, and My grandfather lives in Sodus. My aunt lives in Michigan, and my other uncle lives in, I want to say New Hampshire or Connecticut. One of those.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like my family. I have family in Connecticut and North Carolina and Arizona.
In North Carolina. My brother's in North Carolina. Which my brother, I'm so fortunate, my brother, my nephew, and my sister-in-law can't make it because he's hoping to get out of the service soon here. Mm-hmm. We're hoping June, July-ish. Yeah. Crossing our fingers. But... So I was really thinking about this, and I have to go to the wedding and finding appropriate dress to wear.
Oh, I can help with this. What time of day is it? What time is the ceremony?
The wedding is at 1.
Okay.
And then the reception follows.
Okay, so afternoon. So I think a cute sundress, you know, and a nice pair of heels would be nice. Because if it was later,
be cocktail
I would say, like something fancier, like a nice cocktail dress. And does the invitation say, because sometimes it says like black tie, which you know was like all out, like glam.
I love that.
I know, that would be fun. Sometimes
it's fun to dress up.
I know. I look at clothes now and I'm like, I never go out anymore. I want to buy you pretty new pair of shoes, but where would I wear you?
Exactly. That's unfortunate too.
Yeah.
So many cute things out there, and
so many clothes and nowhere to. This is so sad. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
I digress. But I was really thinking about it, and I thought about a cocktail dress that could pass off as a summer dress. It's a nice green color, perfect for springtime. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping, like, especially if it turns into a later night. Mm-hmm. My family, we know how to dig it. You know?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the wedding invitation, though. I'm going with my parents, so it's not really going to be that rambunctious of a weekend.
Yeah. It's not like one of your college buddies are tying the knot or anything. Yeah.
Exactly. This is a very, and it's at a winery. You got to keep your wits about you. Yeah. You can't be all sloppy and gross.
It's a classy place.
I got to keep it classy.
Yeah.
When in doubt, pinky out.
Oh my God. I've never heard that before.
You haven't heard that? When you drink tea, you're supposed to have your pinky out.
Yeah, but I've never heard that, like,
the
phrase. Like, when in doubt, pinky out.
Oh, yes. I am a classy gal, Amanda. You couldn't tell. I mean, in my sweat right now. This is my gym look.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, my gym look.
Work it.
Yes. So I have 15 do's and don'ts that I looked up on the internet.
Okay.
One of them really doesn't apply right now because it's about RSVPing, and obviously we RSVP'd already. But it says to pay attention to the deadline, and in fact, if you know your reply as if yes or no, put it in the mail as soon as possible. So don't even wait for that deadline. Just send it out right away. But that doesn't apply to me right now. It's a little late for that. And I counted on my parents for doing it. It was probably late. It says, don't assume that you can bring a date. It gets expensive.
Yeah, that's a good point. Unless it specifies plus one, don't be bringing,
Exactly. And don't
your flavor of the month.
Your name.
Or whatever.
Your flavor of the month.
I don't know why I said that.
I like it. It's well. But unless you put plus one after your name when you RSVP 2, don't bring somebody at last minute.
Yeah.
You apply for one, so they're going to plan for one.
Because they're expensive. When you have to pay, like, by the head or whatever. I don't know if I'm saying that weird. But, like, yeah. It's an extra.
Not to mention the cost, money. But it's strenuous for not only you, but the bride and the groom when they're getting married. They don't need that added stress. They're already planning a whole wedding for everybody else. Plus the venue to which you're going, because they're going to have to create a whole new seat. Get all new, all this stuff is predetermined months in advance, except for this wedding. They got engaged in January.
Dang, it's only 4 months.
Yeah, and it says also don't call the bride and ask if you can bring a date. Is that? That's
I don't know who would do that. I mean, I guess
rude.
That would be kind of rude.
It would be a little rude.
Yeah.
If they had it in their budget, they would put it plus one.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe they know that you're lonely and you're a loser. And
they don't want to have a date. They don't want to have to.
They don't want you to have to
put
have
you
the
through that humiliation of
I'm saying you can bring one. Just say no. We didn't let her bring one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Number 3 says wedding guests etiquette. Do buy a wedding gift early.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of people register.
Yes, and they
that
register
makes it
with
easier.
a purpose, usually.
Yeah.
Not that fluff-a-nutter crap that they're going to want to return.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were going to want to return it. They just picked a high-dollar item so they could return and get the cash.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's diabolical.
It's crazy.
I kind of like that.
I'm sick-minded, aren't I? Am I the only one who thought of that? It says they picked them with a plan. They plan to use them. So do them and yourself a favor and buy from the registry. And make your gift seem more personal when you buy early. Mm-hmm. So if they see it checked off.
And another thing, too, because, we're both young professional women living with our parents because we're cool.
Yeah,
obviously, you can get, how do I put this tactfully? You can get the not super expensive items because you know what I mean?
Ones that are in your budget.
Yeah. If you wait, to the very last minute, you might be left with, out of your, budget gifts. Afford. And you're like, oh my gosh, what do I get these people now? Because you waited till the last minute.
And you don't want to do cash because then you're like, oh, $40 and okay.
Yeah. I think what's really cute is a lot of couples now, because a lot of couples cohabitate before they get married now. Yeah. So they kind of already have all that stuff.
It's not like back in the day.
Yeah. And so they do a honeymoon registry. They're like, oh, $100 towards this one meal, or I don't know,
that would be cute.
Or
and make it all
however
pretty
much, towards a massage. I think that's really cute.
I like that.
Have your guests pay for your honeymoon. I think that is. They came in. They're eating your free food. They should.
Yeah, they're eating your food.
They should. Help with your honeymoon. I think that's
genius.
A really good idea.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that idea. I mean, and that's basically what a purse wedding is.
Yeah.
Is paying for either the wedding or the honeymoon, vice versa. I mean, it's all the same. Mm-hmm. Number 4, don't bring a large gift to the wedding.
Physically large or expensive large?
It says between taking down the decorations and remembering to hand out vendor tips and saying goodbye to their guests, the last thing the bride and groom want to do with their families is to worry about, at the end of the reception, figuring out how they're going to fit all the gifts in the car. This is true because I've had to help. True. When I worked at Knapp, I had to help brides and grooms with their gifts and try to finagle them, and I had become a genius with fitting small things in small places, big things in small places. That is not meant to be dirty.
I just say that was, my mind went there, but I'm not going to say anything.
My mind went right there, but keeping it tactful. I got to get ready for the weekend. But yeah, if it says that if you have to buy a big gift, or if they're registered for a big gift, mail it to them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's a little extra added cost, but I mean...
Yeah, but, they can just get it right to their house, and I like that.
Exactly.
Ship it right to them.
Do be on time. I would be so upset with my guests if I had a wedding and people were coming in right during our vows and saying how much we love each other, and...
Yeah. The door flies open, and you're like...
And you hear it slam, go...
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, oh, excuse me.
Yeah, and everyone turns, and they're like...
Then everybody's staring.
Stink eye.
I wouldn't want to be the person being stared at either.
Oh, I know.
I went to I want to get my pistol permit.
Okay.
And I went to a safety course. Mm-hmm. And I was sort of late. And people, everyone stares at you as you walk in. I hate being that side of things. It's awkward. And not to mention, the worst part is, you had to get a picture done before the class started. Mm-hmm. So, the picture was right in front of the classroom. So everybody
awkward.
in all the seats
are
staring at you as you're going.
I can imagine likening this to getting your picture taken at the DMV with an audience.
Exactly what it is. And
oh my God.
It took forever for this girl to take this picture. It was so awkward. Okay. But besides that, don't be late. Don't be awkward. It's rude.
Yeah.
And save yourself the trouble. Don't forget to turn off your phone.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of like the being late thing. Everyone's going to stare at you.
Yeah, and you don't want to be that a-hole who, is getting a text message or, their Nicki Minaj ringtone is going off.
Imagine if my phone went off. I have Oompa Loompas and Iron Man.
Yeah.
I can see myself right now as the brides walking down the aisle start playing Iron Man. I can't. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm out of control right now. All right. Number 7, pay attention to the dress code. We already discussed this. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is what my concern was because I don't have no idea what to wear. Still have to figure it out. I have an idea, but I still have to figure out what exactly I'm going to do. You don't want to be underdressed. You don't want to be overdressed. So you have to pay attention to how decorative like you said, the invitation. There's the word. Invitation is. Whether it says it is black tie or not and time of day.
Yeah. And I think location, too, has a lot to do with it. Like, if it was on the beach, you could get away with, a
flowy beach dress.
Wearing, a little more casual than you, say, could at a winery, like this place. In the earlier in the day, generally, the more casual you can dress also. I mean, you should never wear, like, jeans to a wedding.
Agreed.
I would not, I would not recommend that.
You know what really bugs me? For weddings, it's on TLC, or it used to be. I haven't seen it in a long time. It compared 4 weddings, and the winner...
Yeah, I saw like 1 or 2 episodes.
Would get a huge honeymoon. Some of them on there had breakfast weddings, and I can't stand that.
Actually, I think my parents had one of those.
I can't stand that. Why?
My parents have been married for 45 years. Just a long time.
Congratulations.
45 years.
That's quite a bit.
Crap. Ooh.
It's good for them, though. I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Setting the bar pretty high.
Yeah. Don't mess this up, Amanda.
I know. Anyways, I think it was kind of funny. I was just talking to my mom yesterday about how, like, my dad proposed. I guess he proposed, like, a couple of times.
She said no and he stayed with her?
I don't think she said no. Well, this was during the Vietnam War. Let me give you, and he was going overseas for a year because he was in the Air Force, and they decided they weren't going to get married until he got back. So anyways, they had like a brunch type meal,
See, with the reception, I wouldn't want to be waking up for breakfast and going to dance and party for a reception.
It's true, because it's like, all right, what do you do with the rest of your day?
Exactly. You're getting drunk at a wedding, and then, what do I got to do with the rest of your day? You got to sober up, and
I'm too old to be day drunk anymore. I really am. I can't do it.
It's very true.
So spare us all, please, and stop the breakfast weddings. Yeah.
Whew, I'm sorry, we got off on a tangent there. We're moving on. 8. Don't wear white. That should be obvious.
I would think so. Yeah.
That would be insulting to the bride.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Well, I mean, if someone wore a white dress to my wedding, I probably wouldn't care. But it is kind of like, it's good etiquette not to, especially in the U.S. Actually, remember the royal wedding with like Kate Middleton and Prince Harry?
Her sister
Prince William.
Sister had a white dress, but that's the bride's choice, right?
I guess in England, it's pretty common, or in the UK, it's pretty common for your bridesmaids to have white dresses.
If it's part of your wedding, I can see that.
So,
but the guests.
Yeah, don't wear black either. Unless it's like super formal black tie, you can get away with a black dress, but otherwise...
But why is it okay for a woman not to wear black, but a man to wear black tux? That's so confusing, right?
Because they don't have many other choices.
True that.
It's like navy, gray,
women
black.
Have a complete color palette.
Exactly.
We have maybe some colors that we shouldn't be wearing, but we do have a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Touche. It says also to stay away from light lilac as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. I've never heard that before.
Not light lilac. Light ivories. I'm sorry. Light ivories.
All right.
Maybe I need glasses?
I'm Makes like, why lilac? Why not like yellow? Like
because the picture shows lilac.
There we go.
But the wording says ivories.
That makes sense.
All right. Do stay out of the way of the photographer.
Well, that might be kind of hard to do. Well, I mean,
don't go out of your way to get in his way. Don't
know.
stand right in front of him. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah. I know a lot of couples now have like more than one photographer.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to capture
every
all
moment.
of those tiny little moments.
And then you can if I ever get married, who knows if I ever get married, I'm still going to do the cameras on the table.
I think
if they still exist. If they still exist.
Yeah, the like cheap like disposable ones. I think that's super cute.
Because then you can have a lot of the little moments.
Did you used to watch Friends back in the day?
Yes.
You remember Monica in Chandler's wedding?
Partially.
Okay, well they had those disposable cameras, and then he forgot to pick them up or like get them.
Yes.
So they had to go back. Like trying to reenact like
every moment,
like all the.
That's
it was
right.
So funny.
Oh my god,
I love Friends.
I love that show.
I haven't seen that show in so long.
Smelly cat.
Yep.
Smelly cat.
Yep.
I love. Oh my god,
such a good show.
It is such a good show. Okay. Number 10. Congratulate the family. Not just the bride and groom. It says congratulate the family.
Well, probably because probably the family traditionally helps pay for it. So
yeah, that's true. It says. Even if you've never met the couple's parents, seek them out to introduce yourself, thank them, and tell them how much you enjoyed the wedding. This one is particularly important if there isn't a receiving line. There should be a receiving line, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because that way it gets it all out of the way, all the formal stuff out of the way, and then you can go enjoy yourself.
Because I would just say, because I've heard so many couples talk about how they throw this huge party and they don't even get to enjoy it because they're so, A, they're crazy stressed out, and B, like they're so busy talking to everyone.
Yep. Because don't the bride and the groom have to go to every table and say, hi, how's it going?
Yeah, thanks for coming and stuff. And yeah, that's
tedious.
Like
this is making weddings sound worse and worse.
I'm just going to get eloped. No, seriously, I've thought about this.
Get eloped and then have a party?
Yeah, I seriously just want to run off somewhere, get married, and then come back and have a huge party.
It sounds appealing, doesn't it?
It does. It's so much less work.
You know, it would be a good idea.
And a lot less money, too.
Go on vacation. Somewhere like Jamaica. Get married in Jamaica like that. Mm-hmm. And then come back and be like, hey, we're married, by the way. Let's have a party.
I'm pretty sure my parents would kill me. But at this point, I don't know, whatever. Actually, they might not kill me because I have 4 sisters.
That's true.
And they've paid for every single one of their weddings. Poor parents. They probably...
Your poor parents.
They're like, just, please, just go do it. If you're going to...
Get it done with.
If you get engaged, just leave us out of it.
I think I would pay for my own wedding. I wouldn't ask my parents to. I mean, I'm sure they would want to help, and probably one of their gift would be to help with, like, say, open bar or
like flowers
or something to help with the cost of the wedding. But I don't know if I would want to put that whole burden on them.
No, I wouldn't
especially
either.
in financial times like
and it's
are.
So kind of old-fashioned almost. It's like, a lot of people are getting married a little later in life
because of money.
Yeah, usually you're more financially stable. It's like you can.
People are getting smarter about it, though. Mm-hmm. Touche for you. It says, for number 11, do party. Too many people, I agree with this, sit at the table with their arms crossed like,
yeah.
My dad's one of them.
Oh.
My dad's not, but if you know, my dad's not a partier.
Yeah.
But you gotta get off your keister, go dance, have a drink, be social, talk to people. Mm-hmm. It turns out to be a lot of fun. Yeah. And, of course, I will do the electric slide.
Oh, my God.
Duh. I will suggest it. It will happen. And I will do it, even if I'm alone. Okay.
The lone electric slide out on the dance floor.
I'll rock it.
Nice.
I got this. I'm not afraid. Number 12 says, don't get wasted.
Yeah, that's a good. So, especially if there's an open bar, it's so easy
to get wasted.
It's so easy to get a little more drunk than you mean to.
What about the bride and groom? It's gonna make for an awkward wedding night.
I would just say, I've heard of it happening before. Where they
I've been to one where people where the bride and groom got trashed.
Yeah.
And don't remember how they got up to their room and stuff.
Oh my God.
Foreshadowing? Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I heard a story. I don't remember who I heard this from. I think it was someone I went to college with. They were at a wedding where the bride's mom got so drunk that she blacked out and, didn't remember. And this was, it wasn't, a trashy wedding. It was, a nice, high-class wedding. And the bride's mom, for whatever reason, I don't know, got so drunk she blacked out and doesn't remember her own daughter's wedding. Can you imagine?
Did they get it on tape?
I hope so.
So that she can, watch it.
Fill in the blanks.
Oh, my word.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 13. Maybe she didn't want her little girl to go. Bye-bye. I mean, I don't know. Number 13, sign the guest book. A lot of people forget.
That's a good one. So nowadays, because I have a board on Pinterest called For My Imaginary Wedding.
Ditto.
Because I'm not engaged, but...
I've had my wedding planned since I was like 14, so be serious.
Yeah. I mean, I think every girl has. But,
at least not every detail, but majority.
You have an idea. But on my board, or through Pinterest, Ditto. There are a lot of really cute and creative ways for, like, non-traditional guest books. Mm-hmm. I think Pinterest is...
Pinterest is a godsend. We should be paid by Pinterest because we mention this every week.
Literally, I'm like, how can I find a job where I get paid to pin things? I'm like, let's make this happen, people. Let's do this.
I want to be employed by Pinterest.
Yeah.
God.
I want to do this. All right. Moving on.
All right. Let's see here. Number 14. We're second to last one. Don't talk forever. Make a point to say hello to the bride and groom, but keep your conversation short. We kind of
Someone's doing laps
There's
upstairs.
A horse upstairs.
All right.
It says not to have long conversations with the bride and groom because, like we said, they have to visit everybody. It's proper etiquette of the wedding. And this is something that's going to drive me insane. Yet again, if I ever get married. You just don't... You don't want to monopolize their time because you want them to get around to everybody and then let them enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Exactly.
I like it. It says, refrain from complaining about how long it took you to get to the wedding or how awful the weather was during the ceremony.
Because nobody wants to hear that.
That's exactly what the last sentence is.
That's funny. Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody really cares. Does give a shit. It's a wedding. Yeah. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. I love weddings. I really do. Maybe I don't want to be on the other side of the wedding where I'm getting married. But I like to be at the weddings having fun.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Do remember your favor. True. Everybody puts a lot of hard work into those stupid favors.
Yeah, they put thought into it, and I like favors. Free gifts.
You might not like those little almond thingies or any of the little candies for weddings.
Yeah, but I like the bubbles.
They cost buku.
5 years old at heart, but
I love the bubbles too.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Simple things, guys. Yeah. Simple things. Bubbles. Simple bubbles. You'll entertain us for hours.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. But I mean, they take time to put together. They cost a lot of money. Like, you wouldn't think about it, but they really cost.
That makes sense.
A lot of money.
And a lot of effort to put them all in that little bag.
And twist it, make it pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, there are a lot of, again, on Pinterest, a lot of, like, do-it-yourself ideas of different things that you can do. Yeah. I like it. I like Pinterest. I really enjoy Pinterest. Okay, so yeah, I pretty much learned what I can and cannot do at this wedding. I might as well just strap myself to the chair and tape it on my face.
Put tape over your mouth.
I'll be safe.
Yeah, no harm will come to you or the wedding.
Yeah. And,
you know, weddings, though, are a good place to meet single guys.
They are.
Especially, well, I think it kind of depends on the age of, like, the bride and the groom, though. If it's a younger couple, they tend to have, you know, a lot of younger friends. And
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Older couples, not so fun for the younger people.
Yeah. You know what I've seen? Actually, my sister Kim got married when I was 16. She was my last sister to get married. For, you know how, like, they always
So you were probably
do you know what?
Were you a flower girl for some of your sister's weddings?
Do you want to know how old I was for my oldest sister's wedding?
Like 2.
I was 1.5, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
For those of you who don't know me, I have a lot of older siblings. I'm the youngest of 6, and they're all significantly older than I am.
You're the baby.
Because that was an accident.
Accidental Amanda.
Yeah, it's all right. I've got, whatever, I'm fine with it.
Well, we're happy your parents did what they did.
Yeah.
Okay? You're a good repercussion.
I was not planned, put it that way. So my siblings, my oldest sister's like 18 and a half years older than me. And she got married when I was 1.5 years old. And I was a flower girl.
She was 18 when she got married?
No, she was 20, 21.
Oh, yeah, wow. Because you were 1.5.
Yeah. Anyways, apparently, so I was this little tiny flower girl going down the aisle, and then I realized I must have I like freaked out. And like
that everybody was watching you.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't remember it at all because I was a little kid. But and then it was 6 for the other sister, and actually 6. Yeah, it was 6 for 2 of them because I got married pretty close, like within like a month or something of each other. And then I was 16. Anyways, where I was going with this was at my sister Kim's wedding when I was 16. You know how they like throw the bouquet to all the single ladies and stuff like that? Instead
all
of
the single ladies.
Yeah.
All the single ladies.
Instead of doing that, she had all of the married couples like come on the dance floor, and the DJ said, you know, if you've been married 1 year, like please leave or like whatever. And the couple who had been married the longest got the bouquet, which I think is really sweet. I think
like
that's
that.
super cute.
But then again, I do like watching the single people fight over things.
Yeah, claw each other.
It's mine!
Well, if you don't get one, just take the centerpiece from your table.
People do that.
I know. Yeah.
Technically, it happens a lot.
Yeah. What are they going to do with it afterwards?
That's very true. They don't want to take them with them.
Yeah.
Now, you happen to be what? How far along are you on your challenge?
Oh, we're actually almost halfway through. It's 85 days long, and today's day 38. I'm doing pretty well. I have lost 10 pounds, 9 pouns. Actually, the swaying last week was not good, but I find it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards. It's hard. Like you get that week where it's like, you know. It was the week after Easter, so I didn't do anything on Easter. I couldn't get anything done, so I didn't plan any of my meals, and I've said this before, it's all about planning. And so I didn't do that awesome. But, like, this week, I, like, have everything planned. I've been exercising.
Everything's good to go.
You know, I'm good. Like, I'm not paying that money.
This is not happening.
I'm bound and determined to not lose this bet. So it's going pretty good. My pants keep falling down, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you. So I'm halfway there. But
on your blog, you posted.
I posted like 3 times yesterday, which is like unheard of.
So proud of you. We'll talk about that chicken thing too. But
I gotta keep up with it.
I like the post that you got because I really connected with it. Only because this is my week, the Easter week you're talking about, where nothing was happening and everything was just stagnant and you don't see a difference. That's this week for me. But then again, I'm also under a lot of stress this week, so I feel like that's also affecting
can have a lot to do with it. Yeah,
I'm like displacing stuff on my body, and I'm like, I'm not seeing a difference.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fight you, because it says it takes 4 weeks for you to see your body changing.
I love this. Yeah,
it takes 8 weeks for your friends and family, and it takes 12 weeks for the rest of the world to keep going. And I really. Like, I was like, oh, okay, I really gotta keep going.
It's a good motivator. I actually made that the desktop, like, wallpaper on my computer at work.
That's such a good idea, because every time you see it, it's going to motivate you. To be like, okay, I got this. No Danish at lunch. None of this.
Because I work with literally all guys, except for my boss. I have all male coworkers, and they eat whatever the heck they want. They don't care.
Does that make you mad?
And so it is so tempting. Like, I've been doing really well, though. Like, they always bring in donuts on Friday, and I have not had a donut. Because, honestly, like, I think about, I'm like, you know, if I eat that, I'm going to have to run, like, extra this week. And I'm just too lazy to do that.
Exactly.
I'm like, my laziness is actually working to my advantage right now.
Hey, any way to look at it, it works, right?
So, yeah, it's tough, you know, but honestly,
it's tough to get over the plateau. It's tough to get over the plateau.
But it's easier as the weeks go on because you're like, you see results and you're like, what I'm doing is, and you just feel better. Even if you don't necessarily see like a number on the scale, like move, you just feel so much better about yourself.
I agree because, you know, the 9 or so days that I was sick and I didn't work out once. I was just that exhausted that my body just needed a rest.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good. I feel like if looking back, I should have worked out because at least I would have felt better about
even like
myself.
Light, like not like extraneous.
Light, walk, jog, something active. because ever since I've been working out, I just have this amazing energy about myself.
Yeah.
I love to go out and do things. I love to keep working. It makes me more efficient at work.
It does.
It's helped me this week because I've been working 12-hour days because my news director is sick, and I have been just off the moment. I've been filling in for 12 hours and starting at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my Lord.
It's hard. And then I'm still going here now, and I have all this energy. Like, you see, I'm different. I feel better about my body, and it's not even on a physical sense. It's
so mental. It really is.
Like, all right, I feel good about myself. You know, my body is, you know, I'm good. I'm happy. And I've gotten to the point where I can't weigh myself anymore.
Yeah,
my muscle is weighing way more than my fat. My fat content is very slow.
You should get like a body fat scale.
And that's what I got to do.
I would say, 'cause
and
that
it's
really
measurements.
helps.
I'm going to start measuring myself. I think Monday is when I'm going to measure myself, and then the leaner I get, like every week, leaner, the more because fat weighs less than muscle.
Yeah.
So just because the scale is either going up or staying the same doesn't mean nothing is changing.
Exactly.
And I think that's where my frustration is coming with this plateau this week. I'm not seeing any difference because my body is
it's changing, and
you don't need to change anymore, honey.
You should. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow. You should come to yoga with me tomorrow.
What time do you have yoga?
5.
Oh, I have to work till 5.
Oh,
good times.
Well, we can actually do it a little later.
Can you?
Yeah, because it's just me. It's like it's not like a private lesson, but I'm the only one in the class.
We should talk about this.
Yeah, we should.
I like yoga.
We were just say, and it's right down the road from you.
That's very
Every
true.
time
like
I go,
minute.
the past week and a half, I'm like, oh dang it, I forgot to ask Tiffany. Oh my dang it, she's right there. So I made a mental note.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will figure it out because I like the sound of that, especially because I think stretching is a big part of fitness.
Yeah,
and
it's like yoga is. When you watch it, you're like, oh, that's easy. But then you're, like, in it, and you're like, oh, my God.
It is not easy.
You're like, this is, you know.
Yeah, I know
it's harder
it's
than
not
it
easy.
looks. Yeah.
And I know you're sore after that day.
Yeah, you can be.
I actually... working out is so awkward to me. I go to a gym locally in Seneca Falls, and I see people that I know.
Oh, yeah.
The interaction is so awkward because, you know, when you're in the gym, you have your headphones in and you're like
in the zone.
In the zone, you're ready to go, and you see someone you know, and you're like, do I say hi? Don't I say hi? And then there's those awkward eye contacts.
Yeah,
every once in a while, you know?
I know what you mean. It's like if I don't look at you, I can't. You know,
and that's why I do.
We
avoid
can't see each
contact.
other. It's like, oh, I don't have to talk to you. That's so funny.
Messina, you can't see me.
And that always happens to me when I go to Wegmans, like after work. I see all these people from work, and I'm like, ooh. I talked to you all day. I don't want to talk to you right now.
So if you're watching, I'm so sorry. It's honest truth. You do it too.
Yeah.
Oh, it is so awkward, but that's funny that you completely connect with me on that because it happened to me today twice.
Nice.
I'm like, hey, what's up? A little nod of the head, like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
But there are what I found is your method of to get in shape is brilliant because even my
lose weight or lose a ton of money.
Well, kind of. It's something along that lines because one of my best friends, her and her sister are getting back into shape, and they're doing, instead of the weight loss, measuring.
Okay. Yeah, you have to have like quantifiable goals. You really have to.
Exactly. And they do it every other week or every 3 weeks. They measure and see who has the most defining turn, like whoever is toning the most, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And the loser has to buy the winner some sort of athletic clothing.
Oh, I like that.
Like a sports bra or shorts.
I like that a lot.
Isn't that a good idea?
That's a really good idea.
It's genius.
And it keeps you accountable every single week.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that.
So you don't get a chance to be lazy.
Yeah. Oh.
So you're determined. You're like, oh, I can't lose this money. I gotta.
I really like that idea.
And then if you lose and you worked hard, it makes you that much more determined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because with a plateau, there's always something that you could be doing better. I mean, we're all human. We all get stressed out. There's all days where you're like, I need a glass of wine. You know,
happens to be today when it's raining.
Exactly. And don't be like so hard on yourself, but at the same time, when you're in a plateau, there's something that you need to tweak, like whether it's your eating habits or like you need to up the intensity of your workouts or what have you. There's always something you can do to push yourself more. And
I say, don't be afraid to ask somebody.
Yeah, having a partner, having someone keeping you accountable is huge.
To push you? I work really well when someone pushes me.
Yeah, me too. Like someone I feel comfortable with. I wouldn't say I'd be comfortable with every single one of my friends that I have, like, working out. But there are a few where I, feel comfortable being like, all right, these are my goals. Like, let's do this together. Yeah.
And anyone who is holding you back doesn't deserve your attention.
Exactly.
Like, say that person knows you're on not a diet. I don't like using the word diet.
But like a healthier, lifestyle.
Yes, a healthier fitness style. Like you want to eat healthier. Mm-hmm. And if they're not for that, they're not worth your time because they're only keeping you from your goal.
Yeah.
And if anybody who really cares about you, they're not going to keep you from your goal.
Yeah. They're not
going to be like, hey, have a donut. I don't care.
Exactly. They're not going to be like, yeah, let's go eat out at, whatever, like a really... like a place known for really fattening food.
Exactly.
They're going to be like, oh, let's go to this, new vegetarian restaurant or whatever,
Exactly. They're going to be conscious of what your choices are. And, I mean, there are places you can go that have fatty foods but also have a healthy choice. Like, so if their lifestyle isn't the same as yours, they can still have their food and like it. You can have your food and like it. Mm-hmm. It's just about compromise and picking the right people to be in your life.
And have you ever, sometimes, with couples, like one person is trying to lose weight and the other person doesn't care, or they're fine with like having a not so healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
that can really
put a damper on that relationship.
It can really damage your relationship.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's kind of like, do I really want to be with someone who doesn't care about, their health and their future and stuff? So I've heard of a couple couples, breaking up because one person decided to get healthy and the other person just didn't care. Mm-hmm. See, I'm really lucky where Jaren's like this health nut. He's like crazy, like all about he is such a good influence. Like he's
a positive influence.
Yeah, he's actually in the process. He's in the process of getting his CFT certified fitness trainer. Mm-hmm. And I think he'll be really good at it because he's just he loves to explain things to people and like. I
see that in him.
Yeah. My point is you need someone like that in your life who genuinely supports you and, wants the best for you.
Yes, exactly. Now, there are some don'ts to working out. It's stuff that you should think about and consider before we wrap up the show. We got about 5 minutes left. Mm-hmm. Don't overtrain. That's a big thing. You got to let your body rest. Your body needs to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Especially
does.
Starting out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you overwork yourself thinking, oh, I'm going to go hard, you're going
to injure yourself.
You're going to get injured. Something like your body's not going to adjust, and you're just going to get sick. You're going to bad things will happen. So start off with a workout schedule that fits your body right now, and then as you progress, make it
and start small because you didn't gain that weight
overnight
over in a week. You're not going to get fit in a week.
There's no miracle pill.
Yeah, you gotta take baby steps, and I think having a plan too is huge. Yeah, having that structure.
Have a calendar.
Yeah, having that structure is so helpful.
Yeah. Don't skip breakfast.
Big one.
Your breakfast is like a jump start to your metabolism. Now, I'm a big offender of this because you wake up at 4. Like I'm not really hungry at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's about 8 or 9. I bring like an apple, orange. Banana. Bananas are huge because I like the potassium in them.
I love bananas.
Is it potassium?
I'm
thinking about potassium because muscles. It's good for your muscles. You don't get those
It's a great sort
tension.
of like nature's energy bar too. Because I like to eat one before I work out, so I don't like faint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's got natural sugars. It's not terrible for you. You can't overeat. Of course, everything has to be eaten in moderation, including the healthy stuff. But, don't skip to stuff like that. And
if I didn't eat breakfast in the morning, I would be by like lunch. I wouldn't be functioning. I would be like a mean, nasty little gremlin. Like, I would just not be a nice person to be around.
Don't skip stretching. Stretching is huge too. Prevents injury, keeps your muscles not clenched and tight. Yeah. It's just all
that's so big.
Good.
I think that's
Take the time.
I think that's the big reason why I like stressed my foot in the falls because I hadn't been stretching.
Yep.
And yeah, that kind of sucked.
This says don't skimp on sleep. Your body needs to rest.
Yeah, that's when it repairs itself and
gets your energy all built up.
Yeah.
Set unrealistic goals. Do not set unrealistic goals. Okay, see, this is something I had to come to terms to. I have a muscular body. I have a very athletic body. And I weigh about, I don't care about saying, I weigh about 150.
Okay, that's really, that's super healthy. And you're super athletic, too.
With my height and everything.
Yeah.
Originally, back when I wasn't really thinking about it, I was like, I want to be 130, 125. My body's not going to be like my body. I had to come to that realization.
Like a happy weight.
Exactly. And I had to come to unless I'm going to be unhealthy, like an anorexic, bulimic unhealthy, there's no way I can make my body that small. I have wide hips. I have a long torso. There's so many things going on here that it's not possible. My weight goal is 145 and to be toned and lean. And there's measurements I want to reach. It's not my weight, it's measurements. Because it's not so much weight anymore. A lot of, even like the big time quote unquote actresses, they're heavier. They just leaner.
I think too, there's almost, I would say even since we were in high school, so in the past 7 years, there's been this shift between being waif thin and being super, super, super skinny.
Yep.
And it's more attractive now to be really toned and athletic and healthy
Pinterest.
Looking.
Thank you, Pinterest.
Yeah. It's starting, I think, to become a little more mainstream where you want that healthy,
sexy,
muscular toned
look.
Body instead of fat skinny almost. You're really, really skinny, but you have no strength or anything. Yeah.
Exactly. I said a big quote I like from one of my friends is, crap. Oh, crap. I'm totally blanking on this right now. There's a difference between skinny and fit.
Yeah.
There is. Because someone who's skinnier than me, a little skinny mini, might not be able to outlast me in running.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm more fit than that person. There's a difference to me. A few other ones. Don't work out randomly. You got to be consistent to maximize the benefits. That's true. A huge one. Don't give up, and don't forget to reward yourself on occasion. I have a cheat day. Sunday is my cheat day.
Yeah.
I'll allow myself to be a vegetable and indulge in a little treat here and there. I had 4 Reese's Pieces the other day, and I was super excited about it.
Nice. It was just Easter, so.
Exactly. But I've been and that's what you got to be careful of too. Don't overindulge on those holidays. And if you do, plan for that.
I did. On Easter, I gave myself, I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm just going to, it's a no-calorie day, which I hadn't done at all since I started. And I found, I'm I don't even want this. I don't need that roll. I found, it was weird. It's my body has started to adjust where it's it's there, but I don't want it.
Exactly. My candy's hiding in my closet right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm hiding it from myself or my sister.
Maybe both.
Maybe a little bit of both. You can follow Amanda and her goals on mandy-eats.com. We'll keep track of that with Lake to Lake Girls as well.
Yeah.
Again, we are going to Tuesdays starting next week from 6 until 7. So you can catch Lake to Lake Girls then. Follow us on Twitter, TiffCollins8, or you can follow us on Facebook. We would love all the Facebook fans to like us because we want to beat out those chew gum boys. Just saying. However, we are done for today, so we will see you guys all next week, Tuesday.
Bye, everyone.
Not Wednesday, Tuesday. Yes. So we'll give you updates. Let's cha-cha out of this. I'm good.